Let's discuss the chord forms we'll be using for major. These are movable chord forms, major chord forms. We're going to be working with the C scale. Let me demonstrate the C scale we'll be using. Now you may have noticed that I went beyond the 1 octave, and that's because most melodies are within a 12th of each other, from the root up to the 12th. So that is the reason why we're expanding beyond 1 octave, because most melodies expand beyond 1 octave. Now let's go over the movable chord forms we're going to use for the major. A C, the root. Once again, the C on top, that's the root. This is the chord form. For the D, which is the 2nd or the 9th, we're going to use this chord form. A C, 6, 9. Once again, the D's on top. You have an A and an E, barring your first finger, and your second finger on the C note. So that gives us the root, the 2nd. For the E note, or the 3rd, we're going to use a C major 7th. Some of you might already know this chord form. Succession so far. Starting to sound like a chord melody now. For the F note, the suspended, or the 4th, we're going to use the C major 7th and just extend our pinky up to the F note. The F. The suspended sound, like you're suspended in midair, usually resolved to that 3rd. So in succession, now we move up to the G note, or the 5th, and we're going to use a C major 7th. Probably know this chord grip. C, a B, an E, and a G. Always make sure these chords are nice and clean, that each note is sounding. Okay, so in succession. Okay, the next note is A. On the 1st string, a C6th, a simple bar of the 1st finger. Again, make sure each note is nice and clean. So in succession, the next note in the scale is B, the major 7th. You could use your 3rd finger or 4th finger, and it's the bar with the B note on top. Okay, in succession. the next note is the C, the octave. In succession. Now we're going to continue with the high D note, or the ninth. It's the note. So we go from the C and just add your pinky. So let's go in succession. To the high E on the 12th fret, C major 7th. Bar your third finger, adding the C note with your first finger. So let's go up to that point now. On the high F, again, that's the suspended. We're going to use the same C major 7th and add our pinky on the F note. So let's go in succession. Finally, to the high G, a 12th away from our original starting point. Right, on the 15th fret, 6/9 chord. Barring. Okay, so let's take it from the beginning and go all the way up to the high G. And now let's go the other way. These are the major movable chord forms we're going to be working with in this course. And you could take these movable major chord forms and use them with any piece of sheet music in any key and be able to play chord melody.